Hello and welcome back to Focus Atlanta again. I am your host, Keisha Lancelin. Thanks so much for continuing to watch. In this segment, we're going to talk a little bit about our eating habits and what we've been eating during this holiday season. I'm here with Dr. Laster.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me, Keisha.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to meet you. Now, I got to say, the holiday season is a terrible season in terms of gut health and trying to do the right thing and trying to be the best possible. And then we go into resolution, season to try and, fix it all up. Is there anything that we could do better?
Yes, I first tell my patients to relax. Everybody thinks this is the worst time of the year. I'm like, it should be the best time of the year. We're with family, we're getting to enjoy. It's the holiday season, it's supposed to be cheer. Isn't that what they say? So I tell patients, number one is to relax. And number two is to plan. I said, just like I tell my patients to plan, that is the key to success. It's planning your meals out, right? So planning at the beginning of the season. So planning those workouts, planning to sort of get some movement in, setting a realistic goal of when you're going to be able to do that with your work schedule, with your travel schedule, making it a family thing. To my dad's chagrin, he knows if he comes here, we're going for some walks during the holiday. And he's like, oh, my blood pressure's better. I'm like, you got it. So planning some of those things in and trying to step by step just to make a couple of hacks where you make some things a little bit healthier, just make a couple of swaps. So it's doable. And the first and the biggest thing is just to relax.
Okay. Relax. It's doable. That's the first part. You're right. We get so amped up. We get so, anxious about it that we can't even really get into the do the right thing part of it. So that's a great tip though. Walking, is that something that you try to slide in on your dad, like right after you guys eat a meal, or what? When do you try to slide it in on him?
We slide it in. First, we'll start the day with it. We slide the day in with sort of some stretching, and he makes fun of my yoga, but we get him to do that as well. And my mom also enjoys it. So it becomes like a making it fun, right? Making it, something that everybody wants to do. So it doesn't have to be stressful. Like I joke with my patients, and everybody thinks it has to be CrossFit. They got to throw tires against some places in order to exercise. I'm like, no, just getting some movement, getting some steps in is all you need. And before you know it, you've done 2 miles, but we've been joking the entire way. And it's simple. And those little things make such huge impacts.
And see, that's what we need to hear. We need to hear that the simple walk around the block and around the neighborhood will make an impact. Because again, in the back of our heads, if we're not speed walking, if we're not running, if we're not jogging, we're not doing anything. But you're saying that that's not true. We just want you to move. Okay.
Well, let's get moving. People think if they don't have an hour, then it's not worth it. And I tell patients, no, if we can do 10-minute spurts 3 times a day, I will take it to get your 30 minutes. That's fine. Walk to the post office during the day. Walk to, the grocery store or to your local pharmacy to pick something up. Take those extra steps, and patients will notice, man, I have more energy now. It makes me want to move more. And I'm like, yeah, that was the goal. So little things all add up, and giving yourself credit for those little things too, because we're hard on ourselves. We're so hard on ourselves. If it's not an hour long of like drenching with sweat, you don't think you're doing anything, but you are.
What have you been in my house? You're so right. That's exactly what I've been thinking. I'm like, I only could do 30 minutes. That wasn't enough. I didn't do anything at all. But you're saying, no. 30 minutes is good. Get it in, get your heart rate up, do what you can, and don't panic about it, right?
Exactly. And one of the things people don't recognize is all of the angst we put into things. There's tons of science around stress and poor sleep and how that increases weight gain because there's hormone levels that change. So that's the other thing that patients start to realize. They're like, you know what? You were right. I had all this anxiety about people coming to town, my house being clean enough, having enough for everybody, all of these things. And they're like, you were right. I gained like 4 pounds and I hadn't really eaten anything different. And as soon as I decided to do what you said and meditate, just breathe about it and let it go, they're like, it's shocking. They're like, they never recognized those correlations. And now that I have them pay attention to it, they start to notice. They're like, wow, that's very true. It's definitely a correlation. Like, yeah, it's just science. We just nerd out on it. It's real.
I can't even tell you the light bulb moment I'm having right now. Like literally, it just like boop in my head. Well, I gotta let other people get that light bulb moment. Is there a website that they can go to kind of, check in? Again, I think that when an expert says it, then it must be true. If we go to your website and get these little tips, we'll feel a little bit better about doing the small things that lead to the big things of success.
Of course. Come and check us out. Website is www.guttheoryhealth.com. And I'm also forced to be on social media, so I put things there as well. I'm Dr. Janice Laster on Instagram, but I love giving tips and getting people sort of through the tough times and through holidays and sharing some recipes and cooking and showing you guys it doesn't have to be sort of difficult. It doesn't have to taste bad to be healthy. And we can put some spins on things. I tell people I'm from the South, I'm from Alabama. I like things that taste good too. So putting some healthy spins on things that we already like. So it's been making it fun so people don't have to feel that angst about eating.
Well, thank you for making it fun. Thank you for making us feel like we can do this and that the small steps are still steps. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for having me. So nice meeting you. Happy holidays to everyone.
Absolutely. Happy holidays to you. All right, guys, I've brought in the expert. You've heard it from Dr. Lester herself. We can do this. Sometimes we put a little bit too much pressure on ourselves and it just sits us back. Maybe we should just, go to the website, get a few tips, get a few recipes, start small, and it may lead to the big successes that you're looking for later. Thanks, guys, for tuning in to this segment of Focus Atlanta. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more.